Alrighty then, let's get started. Yep, that's good. So, today, continuing on building the Gundam full saber, and as I said last time, got a torch this time. So hopefully now I'll be able to better show parts off, though only one aspect of a part. And as last time, I've got some lo-fi just playing in the background in order to have a bit more than just an endless void of silence as I work. Move that aside. Sorry, I didn't exactly get my workspace ready in time. Should have said 10 minutes instead of 5. Put a little baggie of stuff off to this side and take out the sticker sheet. And then pull out. Yes, here we are. Go. Now then, we've finished that head unit, which means now, yeah, we go back and start applying the armor to everything. So first thing to get nice and armored up are the legs. So we'll get the legs out now. And it starts with the left leg. And for this we're going to need C, which is this one here with the stand. D, which is this pure white part. F. Which one is F? This is E, this is G, this is B, this is the other E. This G goes there because it will be needed later. That's A. That's the I series. F is these blue parts. So with these three runners, we get to work. Is H needed at all? Because it seems like a situation where H would be needed, you know? Not from what I can tell. We'll find out as we go. Okay, so we start out working with just C for now. Just move these runners out of the way. Okay, and we use C7, 5, and 8, which are in the red section. Five, which I have here, goes into the bottom at the front of the foot. And attaches so that, not sure if that's making things better or worse from how bright the slide is. Oh no, you can see that there. So move it like that, yeah. So like as you can see, red 5 goes into the foot. There's some grooves where it all just fits in nicely. I think that torch might actually be a little bright for what I'm going for. Next up, we grab 7 and 8. And 8, which is the heel of the foot. I really like the way that with the feet, they're made in the separate parts so that if you were to ever like try to make a custom Gunpla that uses thrusters or like a bird mode transformation like the Wing Zero does, you can easily put like just about any feet onto that. Doesn't show the best on this sort of real grade kit, but on the ones where it does, these parts can be like put onto that one. Okay. Oh, actually we need E a bit. So we also need to grab an E runner. We need E29. 26, 29. E is an all grey bit, so obviously this is going to be a grey part. And it plugs into the front of the foot connecting over 27. Oh, it's not 27, just regular 7. In order to, like as you can see, now there's that grey covering the red. That's 29 going over the top of it. And that's that all connected in properly. Not connected properly on this side. There we go. That's that all lined up. And then next up we grab D17, which is a small white bit. And we connect it into a part from C. Just give me a moment, I need to get it off. Alright, and the part from C is C9, which is another red part. And they connect and attach onto the heel in order to build that up. The way that it connects is D17 has these two outstretching prongs, and those need to plug into a part of 9, which is just these two gaps in it. You saw those rectangular gaps, I hope. And it, when connected in, should line up nice and smoothly. I'm just gonna snip a nub. Left a bit too much on. And then connect it in. Not perfect, but it'll do just fine. That's how that looks put together. From here, this connects over the top of 8 and the back of the foot in order to plug that all together. Now you've got the back of that foot nice and on there. From here, we move on to 6-2, where we get, first of all, D13. That's F. Where did D go? Here's D. And where a part of H and a sticker was applied to the outside, to the inside of the leg, with this little nub snipped properly, a white circle is applied. Fill in that gap. That's just that circle that was left emptied. Now we get D10 from the D runner. Make sure to snip the nubs. And that will apply over the top of E29, connect in, make that little bit there. Then this front bit which has been left open is filled in with C6. We take C, we get 6, which is this red part. Hello, Fire Possum 502. Lovely to meet ya. How's your day been so far? That's that part plugged in nice and properly, and yes, that is the foot of the 00 quant full saber finished. Well, obviously, like, stickers haven't been applied, but it's been done. Yeah, my day's been pretty good so far. Pretty busy, and building a Gundam, the 00 quant full saber. A little bit of backstory is essentially, for one of the movies, they showed off this cool Gundam called the 00 quant, and in a later book, it was revealed that it was an incomplete build, and so due to the incomplete build, they later finished this one. Oh, you have the Exia. Only form of the Exia I have is the Exia SD, which is why I'm quite looking forward to the SD. The SD. What's it called? SD GN Arms Type E, which is the big upgrade piece. Okay. Next up, we actually need to get a runner put over here. That's annoying. From the Exia, I've never done the SD line. Look. Oh god, not this again. My first ever stream had another one of these bots pop up. Oh, real grade Sasabi. Which one is that? I don't know. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't actually know too much about Gundams and all that. Nowhere near enough. I feel like I've heard of this. Oh yeah, it's the big red one. You know Cha and his red Gundams. Let's see, gotta get A5, which is this white part up the top of the A runner. And that applies facing, so it's actually in the shape of the letter A into the front of the leg, I believe that it goes, can't, okay, so it seems like it doesn't apply onto any particular part because it slots into C42, so we're gonna have to grab that first. 42, here it is. The idea is that 42 goes on the back of the leg, and then A attaches onto the front. So, making sure not to snip these little side bits that are going to be important later. And making sure you've got it the right way around. Plug on C42, and then plug A10 onto that. And I believe that it goes, oh yes, it's down here. And that makes that little shin guard, or the back of the shin. from here we grab E27, which is just this bit down on its own. Well, not 27, 26. Your third build. Well, we all started somewhere. I started with the 00 Sky from the Build Diver series. It was the first series I finished, although I haven't actually finished the second season. I accidentally scraped that a little bit when I was snipping it, so didn't get the best snip done on that nub. As you can see, there's those little white bits. You can slightly see them, just scrapes, and that plugs over the top. Oh, had that upside down. Plugs into the backwards. Oh yes, there's these two little. This is exactly what I got the torch for. I can finally use it. Oh god, it's way too strong. Oh god, it's making everything worse. Okay. Okay, this, and I need to show it, so just like, yeah, okay, yeah, nah, okay, I give up. Torch did not work. Master grade kit. I want to get 2 more real grades before I start. Yeah, master grades take a long time. I got a master grade for my birthday, I think it was, and it took just like so long to build. Yeah, no, so there's some parts, can't really show it off because it's all the same color and it blends into the jacket and all that. And it slots into these gaps in E27. You can see there's those little gaps up the top, these rectangular spaces. Slides along those. Builds in nice and proper. Yeah, I don't have like the money for a perfect grade. I mean I do, but like not to just splash around and stuff. I'm happy to stick to like just real grade and high grades. That's my comfort zone, and I'm happy to stay in my comfort zone when it comes to Gundams. I believe I'm done with this E-runner. Which means I'm going to need to grab the other E-runner for the next set. Alright, now we have to grab D11, which is this part down in the bottom left. Being careful not to cut off too much. Get that nice and disconnected. Top angle is how to get this one off. Yeah. What's it called? You ever like thought of making a custom gunpla? Like taking parts from all different kits and making one unique solely to you? Just shows it. Oh, okay. Bit hard to spot, but just above like this joint, this like joint here that swivels, there's a slot part for this white part to slot into. So we get that in there. Now we go to C for 2 of the rings. That is 2 of C20. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's 4 C28s because you need 4 of them, but you need 2 of them for each leg, so just 2 of them for now. Ooh, ring fell onto one of the runner bits and stayed there. Boop. Now snip the nubs to make sure that the quality is good and proper. Now, make sure that nub is nice and snipped. plug them in. And we've got those plugged on. Starting, oh, we do need E for one more part. We need E30, which is a part down on the bottom right with a large flat plate and some other parts to it. And once we have that, we also need to grab D in order to get D12. Which is this shin plate part. And it faces so that the gap is on the bottom. And then D14 and 15, which are carved plates that go on the sides of it and then hook around and into one another. So there's 15 and there's 14. And finally, C29, which there are 2 of, as you need 1 for each leg. It uses its lines to plug into the back of the thigh, and it clips in nicely, as you can see, just works into the grey, fits on there nice and good. This flat plate area, it's a bit hard to show off, gets plugged into by the flat plate of this part from E, slots in and clips in nice and proper, and then parts are able to slot in around it, this plate with that gap slots in over the same gap. There's just some nubs I want to snip. But when it attaches into the sides, it doesn't cover up these little parts from E30, and that means that it can have parts be plugged over that. So now those little bits that come up from this white part from earlier plug into holes in D14 and 15 in order to plug them into the build. It's just been a tad difficult. There we go, there's one in, and as you can see there are some, I can't see the best because my hand's making shadow, there you go, you can see those 2 holes there, that all plugs into the pegs, that completes the lower leg, or completes the lower leg. Now we grab D9, that's 6, that's 8, here's 9. And 9 has these 2 little balls on a stick. Oh wait, no it doesn't. Okay, that's the kind of the general one they go for. It's got this little stick going across in that gap there, and that plugs into this little grip part. You can see from my finger making it visible. That little part that grabs onto bits. Clip that in there in order to get it all nice and properly attached. And there we go, that's nice and properly attached. That's the carve finished, as far as I'm aware, just apart from the stickers, which I will be applying at the end. Now we get C33. And that plugs onto the E30 that didn't get covered up earlier, or just a step ago, by D12. And so E30 has a peg and a line, and that slots into a peg hole and a line hole in order to make that all nice and attached on. Finally, we take from F, which is the blue runner, and what we're going to need is F8 and F9. Starting with F9, this part goes onto the front, plugging up just that generic dark grey space. And then we get F8, which plugs into the back to cover up the back of the knee. It plugs into these two hole bits on either side, so you've got to use some force to get it up there. And that part can just swivel up and down nicely, and that leg can bend good and proper. I wonder if, like, yeah, 'cause that's, look how strong that is. I'm sorry, that would have just, think fast, chuckle nuts. As you can see, it just bends nicely. Okay, so when it's like that, I can display it at distance. How about close up? Yeah, that's a little better like this now. Yes, that bends nicely, and that's the first leg done. Which means that the second half of this stream will be dedicated to making the left leg. This stream was all about just making the legs entirely. This is a lot of fun. Oh, fire. I should probably show you what the full saber is all about. These little sword bits all attach together in order to make the weapon known as the full saber, and it has a lot of different variations and forms. These small sword bits can also be equipped on their own. As you can see, there's a gap in the handle for the hand to hold them, and these bits can come forth at an angle. And there's a myriad of ways which it can be attached into that main sword. There's like a whole trident mode, there's all sorts of things, but the main, like just the default docking mode for it, for when it is plugged into the shoulder of, well, not technically the shoulder, but like that one part that it plugs into. goes like that. There we go. It's just this generic sword. Well, I say generic, but this is a really cool sword. So it's a bit extra. Then when it's in battle mode, this little part here, dark grey, slides up, and you can't see it, there you go. Becomes a handle for the sword to be held by. And it's got all its different modes. You can quickly swap these around and extend the blades out partially, and it ends up in more of a trident formation. Like there's a whole myriad of things that you can do with it. So it's really does have a lot of cool features to it, and so I was very happy to pick this one up while I was in holidays off in Singapore. Managed to find it way cheaper than most real grades are here where I am. So I get some good deals over there and bought a bunch of cool Gundam stuff. Okay then, let's get started on the left foot. Start off, we need to swap out all the runners which have already been used to their fullest. That is F and D, and bring in F, D, and E from the seconds, like because each of them had two sets of runners with the same thing, because it's just the mirrored runner. So to start off, we grab C and get C7, 8, and 5. As each are a part of the foot. 7. There's 8. Then 5 over here is flat at the front of the foot. So 7 applies over the top. 5 applies at the bottom and slots into 7. And then 8 plugs into the back of the foot in order to form part of the heel. We've got those parts all attached as we did with the right leg. Put C aside for a moment. Actually, no, we need to immediately pick it back up again as we grab 9. Make sure there are no outstretched nubs to get in the way. And that applies, and 9 applies over the top. Hey Risk, good to see you again. Once again, you really should be in bed. It's like, what, 1 o'clock for you right now? Really should have a good sleep schedule. Yeah, I'm doing quite well. How have you been holding up, dude? There's some stuff on the table. Don't know what that is. Next up, for the left leg, we need to grab E29. Yeah, no, see, this is what I'm talking about, Risk. Lack of sleep. That's because you're not, like, you're staying up way too late. Risk, like, I only have you as my viewer. Like, I only have one viewer. It's not going to make that big a difference. Like, it's actually just not going to make any difference at all. You really don't need to do that sort of thing. Like, turn off all devices, get ready for bed, lay in bed for 20 minutes, can't get to sleep, open phone, can't get to sleep, 3 o'clock in the morning, you've wasted your night. That's my battle strategy for you right there. It bumps me up higher in what? I just want to record Gundam so then, like, I can look back when I'm better in the future and laugh at my past self. I don't need good numbers. What you need is good numbered hours of sleep. Get it now. take D, we grab 17. Risk, I'm not too worried about the algorithm. I'm worried about you, man. This isn't good for you. I'm sorry, you're coming to me for building advice. Risk, have you forgotten the entire point of these streams is that I'm bad and I want to be able to look back and laugh at how bad I was in the future? Like, I've told you this. These streams are just to highlight how bad I used to be when I'm, like, way older. And have invested a lot more time, money, and effort into the hobby and are way better then. Alright, I messed this bit up. I can't get this part properly on. Please come apart. So I don't really give advice. I don't have any like good advice to give. I'm still learning myself. Yeah, I got the part in. That's true, yeah. Honestly though, I don't see like many people being interested to come and watch a stream about just building Gundams. Get D13 for the inside of the left foot. That was a bad pun, and I love it, and I'm mad that I ever didn't think of it, and I'm gonna write that down somewhere. Like, I'm not letting that one vanish from the world. It's too good to not keep. Just like, you're talking about, like, you're on the Gundam metaverse, and you're just talking about it. It's like, damn, I'm surprised that there are so many people on this metaverse all for Gundams. Yeah, you'd be surprised the audience that it builds and just piss everyone in the lobby off. Yeah, like, I don't think they'd enjoy just, like, sitting around and watching it. Doing it themselves, it would be fun. Yeah. If, like, they're actively participating in chat, like you are, like, I can definitely see how someone may enjoy that. Just like me and you were chatting. That's always a good time. Oh, gotta mute for a minute. Alright, I'm back. Just putting on the front of the feet here. Oh, dropped it. Lovely. That slides in and that finishes. You know what's interesting? I thought I had this figured out, that each step was like related to page number. Because like this is page 6, so it's got 6-3, 6-2, 6-1. Then do you not know how gravity works? Fun fact, gravity doesn't pull things down, they pull them inwards, which, because in a circle we are here, this is inwards, this is down. Meanwhile, for you, who is up here, this is down, but it's still like the same. So you're upside down, We're the correct way around. How dare you? You're simply trying to cope with the fact that you're upside down. I'm not the one coping, you are. Alrighty then, now we grab A5. I'm just going to grab all the A bits and put A out of the way, because I cannot be bothered with A today. I'm going to stop with the A puns. So that's just going to go for a while. No nubs that need trimming. I'll just see if this one can be though. No, okay. Yeah. What's called? Are you aware of the dude who thought that the entire world was was like pear shaped, and he actually kind of ended up being correct due to land formations and like mountain like dispersion across the world. The Earth does actually have like a part that sticks out a little, way more than everything else, and thus it does technically have a pear shape to it. There's a little geography fact for you. But I mean, that guy also thought that it had a, and I quote, succulent nipple on like the top of that pear, where the stalk of the pear would be. So like, he wasn't entirely correct. He got some parts right, but he wasn't entirely correct. Okay, so C42 plugs into the back. Oh, I didn't even notice this before. There's a little... oh wait, no, wrong side. Peg, a little bit, just other side of the other bit there, and then there's a teeny tiny little hole in there and plugs in. Didn't even notice that last time around. Over time, the Earth will be perfectly spherical, no more bumps. What, are you gonna go to the mountain range at the end of the Earth and just, like, with a hammer and just start going bonk, bonk, bonk? Just go up to Mount Everest and flatten that bad boy out. No problems. The Earth's nice and flat now. You ate it. Man's out here evolving like an Aron, which canonically evolved by eating entire mountain ranges. Or not entire mountain ranges, just like an entire mountain. There's like a list of Pokemon who just eat mountains, and then like one Pokemon who like protects mountains, and that's why there's just this massive group known as the Wider Mountains still exists in the Pokemon World group. Because these guys just like keep destroying or eating all the mountains. Like Machamp's Pokedex entry, they throw mountains. Tyranitar, you know that bad boy eats a mountain. Agron, yeah, those boys are chomping those things up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Doesn't Groudon create the mountains? Why would he eat them? Which Dex entry does he eat them in? Where does it say that Funny Godzilla 2.0 eats himself? Groudon hunger. He hunger for the funny little Betty. It's Rock Throw, not Rock Punch. Wait, would that just be like a counter move? If the opponent uses the Rock type move on you, you heal instead of taking damage. No, that'll be good enough. This part gets covered up later anyway, so we'll just pretend that it's not an issue. There we go. Now, with those parts added, we move on to the next step, which is grabbing D11. Alright, what's going on if we're scientifically accurate about a fictional series with monsters? If you bring up the... How did Groudon win the war with Kyogre? Let's hear your reasoning. What's your reasoning for believing this? Chief, majority of the Earth is water. So I've got to get C and both of C28s for this next part. Yeah, the Earth's surface it's mostly water. You know what that means? Groudon doesn't have exactly much ground to walk on now, does he? There is more water under the water. There is ground under water level, but so is water. And like, even then, I have like just like the ultimate counter argument. Like I like Groudon more than Kyogre, but I'll still admit Kyogre mostly won that one. And there's more water under the water. And guess what? I would actually like you to enlighten me into something real quick. Where does Groudon sleep? Where is Groudon's home? His little nappy bed. Guess where it is? It's underwater. He lives in an underwater cave. Team Aqua. I will have you know I am proudly a member of Team Sky, the third team, which nobody ever talks about because they're a bunch of goofy goobers. Look, I like Groudon over Kyogre, but I'm not ashamed to admit that Kyogre kind of like does own a little bit more than Groudon does. Okay, C29. There's more rock underneath the ground, but it's not like Groudon can exactly access it. He can't walk through solid rock. Neither can the rest of the world. So like Kyogre wins because Kyogre has more surface sea and can actually use the sea underneath that surface sea. Meanwhile, Groudon has like less land and then can't use the land underneath the land. Yeah, no, dude, I used the move deleter to delete that move so you could learn better moves, battles and stuff. You gotta learn how to Pokemon battle, my guy, or you're gonna get your butt kicked by level 10 Rattata. Is this the way it needs to go? Yeah, this is the way it needs to go. Plug that plate over that. And then we get E30, which is this flat plate with a little peg bit sticking out from the bottom. Wait, how does he put himself in danger? His primal reversion literally makes him immune to his his greatest weakness. During his fight, he's literally on the borderline surrounded by water. Yeah, no, everyone just... I love that. Like, I'm not even gonna pretend that he's stupid. I'm just gonna say he's just that confident. I mean, to be fair, that water, although deep, like, that pillar of... I don't think that pillar of rock... Was that originally? Yeah, no, it was there for the cutscene's sake. But I'm pretty sure, like, Groudon is just able to pull up rock from, like, the bottom. Because, like, it's not too deep compared, like, to the rest of the ocean. Which is funny to say, since it's a dive spot, which makes it automatically deeper than the rest of the ocean. But it's just that you can't dive in those areas because gameplay. Alright. Now we need to get 14. I love how like in the like the original Ruby and Sapphire, you need to go like to places, beat the team leaders, and try to quell the rage of these powerful primal deities in order to not have the entire world destroyed. And then just like in the sequel in Emerald, it's not the sequel. In Emerald, you literally just go get Rayquaza to go tell them to shut up. Go tell Rayquaza they're being big meanie heads. Instead of having to fight them yourself. Like, just stop one of them, and like the other one was like stopped previously and stuff throughout the plot. To be fair though, like Emerald is kind of the worst timeline, as both teams succeeded, and you like it was either Rayquaza came or everyone is screwed. Okay, this is the part that needs to plug into. It's just not plugging in there. This is the right way around. So just like no, it's definitely meant to go on this side and this way round. It's just not like... There we go. Okay, that was weird. Got that on there now. Now we grab 15 and throw it over. What's cool, when I was over in Singapore, there was actually Pokemon Gale, the arcade machine. And I got 2 50% form Zygardes and 1 Thundurus in his like regular form. Mega Evolving Rayquaza was one of the ones that had just been added in the event, and I really wanted to see if I could get one, and didn't end up getting one. But I did get the lucky like event Pikachu because someone left theirs in the machine, left it behind. Wasn't able to get the Lucario, who kept spawning for me on multiple different machines all over the place, and just kept breaking out of the Pokeball after I beat it. Like, it sucks. Okay, we got all that bit done. Because now we finish up over in 7-3. Yeah, as much as I would have loved to, I can't carry that way. I'm just not strong enough yet. Haven't gone through my anime training arc yet. But yeah, no, like, it was so much fun, that game. We got so many different ones. No nubs that need snipping here. So this one plugs into the back. What's interesting is it actually reveals there's just like a weak spot in the back of the leg. You just shoot you that. Oh dang, dude! You hit my neighbor's house. The house is destroyed. Did you send it down from the atmosphere? Because like the force behind that thing, it created a crater. Yo, it's the dude from the funny meme, which everyone pointed out was a Lugia thing. I love the fact that like somebody pointed out that one Mr. Beast pose Lugia pulled in a Pokemon card. It's genuinely hilarious to me that someone spotted that. Okay, C33. Ah, here we are. You know, those like rap battles that people have, they get some prep time. Does that mean that Batman would be a pro rapper because he wins if he has prep time? Like if he has prep time, he wins anything. So like if he has prep time, does he always win a rap battle? We gotta ask, what are the limitations of his prep time powers? Top 10 rappers, even Eminem is too afraid to diss. Number 1, Batman. If Batman has prep time, he can win any battle, and as such could defeat Eminem. Due to this, Eminem has never made a controversial statement with Batman's name. Wait, what? I mean, my dad has an Eminem jacket. He doesn't know where or why, but he has one. He didn't even know what Eminem was until I realized that it was an Eminem merch jacket. It's somehow ended up somewhere around here, but no, I'm not the man himself. If he said, "Could the real Slim Shady please stand up?" I would not be standing up. Yeah, that's the other lake done. That's probably gonna do us for the day. Got the got the 2 lakes completed. That means that next time we'll be working on the body, starting off with the upper body, getting that torso done, shoulder pads, and then the head, which we've already done before we apply the backpack unit. Where does the arms? Oh, the arms happen after the body, then it's the head, then the backpack unit. Then we make the shield and GN sword. Yeah, no, I'm actually a Chinese spy AI, and your data has been collected. Oh, that's what these for. Looking through the thing, these 2 little gaps here are meant for the other one of these. They can. Oh wait, no, they're not meant for those bits. They're meant for the ridges on this grip, or like this handle-like bit, though. These can be connected together to make a little dual sword. I'm stealing Darth Maul's style, and there's nothing he can do to stop me. Alrighty, so that'll be it for the night, or for the very early morning for you, Risk. Oh, there is a little cockpit hatch in this bad boy. That's neat. I didn't realize that. That means there's one on the 00 quant, like, regular version as well. I didn't even realize that. Well then, I'll be seeing you whenever my next stream, or whenever you next pop into one of my streams, because let's face it, you're not taking my advice and sleeping properly. Well then, Risk, I'll be heading out. No, you cannot. I'm leaving now. And I'm taking the Garle machine with me. I'm stealing it. Goodbye. See ya. Gonna run away.